What if I told you that there is a reason that mosquitoes exist, and a reason for why they suck your blood? Well, I'm sure it can't be too obvious an answer than evolution and to nourish themselves, but actually, it's a lot more baffling than you may think. We know that everybody hates mosquitoes. They're the most hated insect and thing in the world. They always come every time in the summer and are usually present during rainy and dark weather. There are plenty where I live right now, and they're so annoying with their irritating itchy bites. They always come for you and they suck your blood and store it in their bellies. Then an itchy bump is left behind which irritates you. We fucking get it. Everybody hates mosquitoes and we wish they'd all die. However, mosquitoes exist for a rather mind-boggling reason, and you may be as blown away as I am with this theory that I shall present. It's to do with vampires. That's right, and it may sound crazy because most of you are like, vampires aren't even real, but I assure you they are, and mosquitoes and vampires are linked due to their obsession and thirst for blood, and there is a common goal that both creatures share with each other. Now, we all know that vampires are creatures that suck blood too, and use it for every liquid-related utility in their home. They drink blood, they have blood baths, they rinse their mouths with blood, they use products mainly produced from blood. Vampires also live in Romania in Dracula's castle, and Dracula is the boss of all the vampires who is the head of the castle. He is the one responsible for providing everyone in his house with all the blood they need, but he needs to get it somehow and keep collecting it, otherwise they run out. You may think that Dracula goes out in the middle of the night to suck people's blood and brings it back to the castle. We've heard throughout fiction that vampires are known to bite people, to drink their blood and transform them into one, or as I'm explaining in this case, bringing it back to the castle. But that was all fake. It was lies, because if vampires actually did that, there'd be reports of people turning into them throughout Romania, and Romania's entire population doesn't have the sufficient amount of blood they need. This is when the mosquitoes come in, and Dracula has devised a plan to collect all the sufficient amounts of blood that he needs. In his castle, there is a lab where he produces these tiny little bugs which he breeds into existence. He has several eggs locked away in a chamber where he incubates them, and then a few days later into existence are born thousands, tens of thousands, millions, billions of, you guessed it, mosquitoes. And then Dracula trains them and makes sure they're nourished, and then orders them to fly out of his castle and to other parts of the world to collect the blood from any person or living vertebrae they can find. Then they latch onto a random person, any of us, extract the blood, and then fly back to the castle in Romania to deliver the blood to Dracula, who then stores it in the pipes and produces products with it. Another thing, you know how mosquitoes are usually present in tropical parts of the world, and when it's hot and rainy, it's because warm and moist blood is far more tastier and efficient. It can also depend on your blood type, as people with rarer blood types have more succulent and efficient blood. I have type AB blood, so my blood would be a lot more used to the vampires, but someone with type O blood wouldn't be of much use and wouldn't be as tasty. Mosquitoes can also come out during the day, but are usually present at night, and this gives the vampires an advantage as they are only limited to nighttime. Diseases like malaria or the Zika virus in Brazil are also being genetically created and put into the mosquitoes to cause people to become delirious and allow for the blood to be collected more easily. This is the true reason why we should hate mosquitoes and why they're such a threat to our society. I'm sure you get that vampires are exploiting and sabotaging us, and my main point is in all this that we need to find a way to stop and infiltrate this operation, because we can no longer be used as objects for harvesting a substance, and we must stop the mosquitoes because they're vile and nasty creatures everyone hates. and luckily I have come up with a plan that may be effective enough to stop this, and this plan very obviously involves garlic. We should rub garlic all over ourselves to protect our blood, because I do know that vampires hate garlic, but mosquitoes also hate it too. And then once we're covered in garlic, we can find a way to get to Romania and march into Dracula's castle, and then storm right past him and the other vampires as they can't even come into contact with us, and shut down the incubator. We will be protected because the vampires will be disgusted by the garlic, and the mosquitoes won't dare come near us to extract it. And then once we cut off the breeding of all the mosquitoes, we will have ended them and stopped this treacherous operation. Then we will be safe, and we won't have to worry about mosquitoes anymore. Vampires and mosquitoes do have a lot in common, but now I'm sure you all know that they're connected and share a common goal. And remember, the next time you get bit by a mosquito, your blood is being delivered to Dracula's castle for the vampire's use.